I guess it's just in my DNA that I continue to push myself, to challenge myself day in and day out, and just try to be the best that I can possibly be. It was the same way during my career. I felt like I had to be the most conditioned athlete to ever, play the game, to be able to go out there and perform for 4 quarters and perform at a very high level.
You star in a new commercial that features a number of NFL legends, a really great commercial. So what can you tell us about this new commercial?
Well, I can't really disclose anything. No, I'm just joking. But the NFL kickoff
Yeah.
campaign, being around all of these legends, and man, it was so weird because to actually hear Emmitt Smith say, "Man, I would love to be back on that football field again." Then it's just like it all of a sudden it just registered. Then Dan Marino said, "Hey, let's unretire." Then you got Randy Moss looking at him. Are you serious? Are you crazy right now? And I'm saying the same thing. But
Yeah.
man, it just brought back a lot of memories. I think we all think about that and we feel like we can do that. But then it's all of a sudden you have to come back to reality and say, hey, you know what? No, maybe I better not come out of retirement. But with all the legends and stuff like that, Josh Allen, Elliman, Brady, from those guys, man, it was a fun commercial.
Of course. And speaking of memories, what was it like for you to put on that 49ers uniform again?
To put that back on, I felt like I maybe had maybe 20 or 30 plays in me,
Yeah.
and that I could get back out on that football field and try to just be invincible and just make plays to help my team to win. I think Emmitt Smith said the same thing. He said when he put that 22 on, man, he said, "Hey, let's go." You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can still do it, but and of course, Randy Moss. Randy Moss
Mhm.
is like that freak of nature and stuff like that. Probably the best receiver to ever play the game, the most talented one. And then, like I said, with Brady and Elliman to close it off the way they did, but just putting that back on again, it brought back memories of when I played. And I think that's what this commercial is all about. Then, you sitting with your friends, and it's all about family and friends, and all of a sudden you feel like you can get back out there and you can do it all over again.
And speaking of that, you retired in 2005. It was like right in September of 2005. Once the 2006, 2007 season rolled around, did you feel the itch to get back out there? Did you feel like you made the right decision?
I still feel that itch today.
Yeah.
I know when it's football season. I know when it's time to go to training camp. It's almost like one of those. It's very similar to the Kentucky Derby when those horses know it's time to run. So my body knows every year, that it's football season and it's time to go.
Of course. And, it's been nearly 20 years since you last played in the NFL. And when you were playing, you were known for your workout regimen. Do you still try to keep up with that somewhat during your retirement?
Yeah, I think I have taken it way further than
Mm,
that.
okay.
Yeah, and actually, I'll be 61 coming up in October, and I'm down, to my playing weight.
Mm,
And so I guess it's just in my DNA that I continue to push myself, to challenge myself day in and day out, and just try to be the best that I can possibly be. It was the same way during my career. I felt like I had to be the most conditioned athlete to ever, play the game, to be able to go out there and perform for 4 quarters and perform at a very high level. So I put that pressure on me, and I'm still working out, like a crazy guy now.
right. And this commercial is all about promoting the 2023 NFL season. The 49ers come in as Super Bowl contenders. They made it to the NFC Championship game the last couple of years. So what do you think they need to do in order to get over that hump and win it all?
I think what they need to do is know that, hey, look, From the second they stepped into training camp, we are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You start talking about that at, right at that time. And I think, you look at Brock is going to be back. He's going to be ready to go. Sam Darnold is the backup quarterback. I think they just got some good news that Bosa is going to
Yeah.
be ready to go the first game. So that defense is intact. There's no excuses this year,
Mhm.
and I feel like, we have all the pieces of the puzzles on both sides, and we should win the whole thing.
Absolutely. And a couple of key players on the 49ers is the wide receivers Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. Brandon had over 1,000 yards last year. Deebo Samuel had like close to 1,400 yards the year before. So what are your expectations for those two for the 2023 season?
Well, I think Brandon Ayuk is going to have an outstanding season because the focus is going to be on Debo and
Yeah.
probably George Kittle.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, so I feel he's one of the best route runners, and so everything is going to be open for him one on one. So he's going to have to make plays to open up Kittle and also Debo Samuel. But that's intact. The running game is intact. We got to the leader healthy again with Brock Purdy. So it's time to go, man. It's just time to get out there and just play football and let the world know that, hey, look, you guys going to have to deal with us this year, and you better be ready for us.
Of course. And, looking back at your career, you've had over 22,000 receiving yards. Could you see a guy like, when it comes to today's NFL wide receivers, could you see a guy like Justin Jefferson or someone like Tyreek Hill breaking that record when it comes to the end of their careers?
Yeah, I believe records are meant to be broken, and with the game weighted the way the game is today, the ball is going to be in the air more, so those guys are going to have more opportunities. And if someone should break a record or something, I will be the first one to congratulate them. But along with that, a lot of work is going to have to go into that longevity and all of that, and staying healthy and staying on the football field. So, but I'll be the first one to congratulate them.
Of course. And staying on the current wide receivers, are there or one or a few wide receivers right now that you enjoy watching?
Jefferson, Debo Samuel, Cooper Kupp, just watching those guys, the way they go to work. I think Odell Beckham, he needs to have a big year this year, coming back off that injury. So, just watching those guys go out there and just try to have fun and enjoy the game.
Of course. And one of the things that we haven't seen yet in the NFL is, or really as a wide receiver, win the MVP award. You came close a few times in your career. Do you think a wide receiver, because the way that the NFL is set up now is all about throwing the football, you don't really see as much running as you used to, but do you think a wide receiver will win the MVP award eventually?
Well, I think they have a better opportunity in today's football because, back in the day, it was always going to be a quarterback, or it's going to be a defensive player, uh, or, even a running back, because those guys got more touches than wide receivers. So, in today's football, I can see that happening now.
Right. And, when it comes to your career in the Super Bowl, you won the Super Bowl MVP in 1989 for catching or recording 215 receiving yards, which is still a Super Bowl record. After that game, did you realize you did something special?
You know, I think at that time, I was just so happy to help my team to win that Super Bowl, and also for the fans of San Francisco. Uh, it takes a while before it registers, because that's why we play the game. You play the game to get on that ultimate stage and to try to win, that trophy. And we were able to do that, and I was able to do it 3 times. And I've been very fortunate to play with some great players, and the greatest owner ever, Eddie DeBarlo. Then the greatest coach, Bill Walsh, man.
Yeah.
Then the greatest quarterback,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's just been like an amazing ride.
Absolutely. And one last question for me before I let you go. Your son, Brendan Rice, plays for USC. He caught a touchdown pass last week when USC plays San Jose State. Have you shared any advice with him as he finishes his college football career and potentially transitions into the NFL?
I just try to be there as a dad, and I
Yeah.
try not to force myself on him. I go to his ball games, and I'm just like any other fan. I just sit there and I just try to cheer him on. But he every now and then he asks me a question, then I'll pass something on to him. And I told him one thing. I said, you have to do it during practice. If you do it during practice, it's going to show up, on game day, because you have done it over and over again. And, he'll take it. Sometimes he'll listen, and sometimes he's going to do his own thing.
Absolutely. Well, Jerry, it was an honor talking to you today. Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Congratulations on the commercial and have fun this season.